So the idea of this is really not just focusing on Catalyst, but really training pitches, because every pitch makes us better. And I think also like the uplifting work of co-founders helps us as well. Hello, and thank you for joining our fireside chats with founders at the European Cardano community. I am Marcus, one of the core team members, and if you like what we are doing, please consider supporting our individual projects. You will find the links to our guests and our projects below the video. Please give us a thumbs up, follow us by hitting the bell icon, and let's enjoy this session.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome everybody to the first appointment with our PitchFest from the European Cardano community. A lot of important guests and projects here today to discuss, but yeah, let's give the word to our speakers. We will start first.
We go by the list.
By the list, of course, yeah.
Yeah.
So, and that's why I was looking for John there.
Hello.
Hey, John, welcome. So, do you want to recap the rules quickly, Marcus?
Yes.
Just to get a line?
Absolutely. So you have 30 seconds without a presentation. There's no presentation today. You have 30 seconds to have a elevator pitch, and then you can have another 2 minutes of a deep dive into the project. And with that, after the deep dive, you will see probably a few raising hands, and then you can pick from those raising hands to either get feedback or one question. It's just one of them. And if you want to have more feedback or more questions, you just have to return to another one, right? You can come as often as you want. This one is here for you to train and to get feedback from other entrepreneurs and to get the word out. We will post your video in order of appearance on our Twitter timeline or X timeline. So one every day. And so we hope to get a lot of promotion for you guys. Thank you for being here, and let's get pitching.
Okay, so John, so you understood, everything is clear. 30 seconds, then 2 minutes, then questions. Question, one single one. Okay, take it away.
Okay, thanks. Thanks for having us today. I'd like to tell you a little bit about Csign and our Fund 13 proposals. My colleagues Roberto and Matthew are also in the chat if you have further questions while I'm speaking. Data breaches are more and more common, leaking confidential information and relationships between people and companies. Traditional document signing solutions expose this risk to you and your partnerships. Csign is a way to privately sign anything on Cardano. No technical or cryptocurrency knowledge required. Is that cool for the elevator and we go in, or?
That was awesome.
That was perfect. Wow.
Yeah. Then hop into the next one.
Okay.
I just need to, I'm getting blasted away by timers now. And there you go.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
So Csign, how does it work? Well, we've built on top of Identis, formerly known as Atala Prism. Csign uses a secure DID-based application design to create a private signing and certification service. You can certify documents, PDFs, or any other media types. Csign documents are verifiable on-chain and yet completely private and publicly untraceable back to the signing parties. Everything is encrypted with your keys. Even Csign cannot read your data. Now let's talk a little bit about the Fund 13 proposal in the product category titled Csign Feature Development and Improvements. We're seeking help from the community to improve the product in 4 key areas. Certification flow. We'll build a rich PDF viewing and signing experience, rivaling the experience you're used to from other platforms. Encrypted storage. You'll be able to upload encrypted documents to a service of your choice, like Dropbox or Google Drive, something like that. KYC. KYC on Csign will always be optional, but this gives your signatures a much higher level of assurance. And finally, infrastructure. Self-sovereign identity applications require much more infrastructure than traditional Web 2 apps. We're asking for help to offset some of the server costs and maintenance, ensuring Csign will be available to the community for a full year. We actually have several proposals in Fund 13. You can search Csign or Identis to find all 5 of them. If you want to try Csign out right now, you can. It's open for use, and during Fund 13, we're making it free to try on testnet. You can go to csign.io and simply register and try it out in your browser, nothing to install or set up. We're rolling out our new version over the next 2 weeks in phases, huge improvements. We'd love to have you try it out and send us any feedback you have. Happy to answer any questions. Thanks.
That was awesome, and you still have time left. Wonderful, wonderful. Any questions? Otherwise, I have to jump in.
There is Roberto. No, Roberto is clapping. Sorry, got confused. Okay, Marcus, I think it's you, the one with the question.
The only thing that I found it wonderful, like everything was fast. It was, but at the same time, it was calm. So that was amazing. The only thing that was distressing me at first was in the longer pitch that you started with the technical part. And if I'm not technical, if I'm not in the space, I would be like, okay, what is he talking about? So maybe switch that around, add the technology somewhere in the middle or to the end. So if somebody wants to go deeper that road, then he gets the question answered.
Fair. Thank you.
Thank you.
I see that Glavkos has a question, but I don't know if we can allow it. Marcus, you are muted. Okay.
Sorry, you have to spare your question for the next pitch.
Yeah. Or be faster to raise your hand.
Yeah. But you can reach out to John anytime, right? He's very approachable. Perfect.
Yeah, I'm in the EU Discord as well, so.
Exactly. So perfect. Who's next?
Next we have Martin.
Hi guys.
Hey.
Hey.
Welcome back.
Nice to be here. I'm in the airport, heading to Buenos Aires. So.
Oh yeah.
Nice. I thought you would be flying last week. I could have sent you the merch by then.
Yeah, I think we had a little miscommunication.
Yeah, happens. Cool.
So you are in Schiphol right now?
Yeah, this is the airport of Schiphol.
Yeah. You're already going super early. Wow, nice.
Well, if you're going to Argentina, maybe it's better to really look at it thoroughly.
Yeah, you're smart. I'm going too, but I'm only going next week on Tuesday. So yeah.
Yeah, I have planned 4 weeks, so I can work decentralized.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's get started.
Okay, 30 seconds, then 2 minutes, and then question. Take it away, Martin.
So yeah, we have made a proposal for Fund 13, considering Dandelion-lite server-side API services. Cardano is split into two. The node, Cardano node, fully decentralized. Everybody knows how it works. Lots to choose from. But on the other side, you have the server APIs, and everybody has to run their own setup. We want to really make it that side also decentralized with Dandelion-lite, super easy to set up. We have this already running, but we would like to add more services. And for this, we have this running via Gimbalabs, where there is governance, and we can create a group of people who will maintain this and make it easy to build your dapps and make also the server API side very sustainable.
So, okay, it took you 50 seconds.
Oh,
just the feedback.
Too long.
Now, too long. Now into the deep dive.
Yeah, my company is M2 Tech. I do payment services, and from that way I got to know Adriano from GameChanger Wallet, and he uses Dandelion, and yeah, there was a lot to do to make it very good. And I must say, at the moment, it is very good. So we have now 3 services running, servers running, where you can get queries. And I have one running at my office as well. Just finished the install. And yeah, I think we want to invite people to join this effort in making server-side APIs very easy to install and use.
Very nice.
So
That
this one
was-
was shorter, so
Yeah.
it compensated
Oh.
very well.
You know
My
what to
deep
do.
dive was too short.
Yeah, not too short, it's okay. Up
Who,
to.
is it?
So
who,
it's
who wants to do a question? Otherwise, I do a random pick. Lafkos?
It's not so much. I don't have a question, but a comment. More so, like I found that the part where you did your deep dive, your initial elevator pitch should have been what you gave us in your deep dive, and the elevator pitch could have been like a more bullet point version of what you were telling us. And basically, I found the elevator pitch exactly what you need to say in the deep dive. I kind of understood exactly from there exactly what you want to do. And on the deep dive part, I thought you would get into more detail, but it was more a repetition of what you had told us before. And that's why I guess it lasted the same amount of time. But very well explained. I'm not very technical, and I understood everything. So in that regard, kudos.
Wonderful feedback. Thank you. So just as a reminder, this is what we want here. Give yourself each other feedback. It's a tap on the back for everybody who's presenting. If you just go in there and be blunt as you can, as blunt as you can, it helps us all. Perfect. Thank you. Davide, who's next?
next is Glafkos. So yeah, you already warmed up, so you can just take it away from here.
Yeah, so thank you. I'm here to present the Euphoria Expo 2025. It's a celebration, really, of Cardano projects, an annual event to take place in a European city every year to showcase your Cardano projects and their connection with real-world businesses and the public, and hopefully get people interacting with the projects themselves, and the connecting project.
Perfect. 38 seconds.
38. Could have done
Basically,
better.
we're already finished.
Very well.
Deep dive.
So deep dive. So the Cardano Euphoria Expo 2025 is a project that we're hoping to create to inaugurate and launch annually to be hosted in a different European city every year, so that we give the chance to Cardano projects building on Cardano to connect with European businesses and the European public in a more direct way. It's a project that we hope will be by the community, for the community, and it's essential for the projects to be able to present themselves in a kind of expo kind of way, with keynote speakers and informal discussions at the same time, and equally, as we saw in the Cardano Summit, with booths so that they can present their products and address the public with what problem do they solve, how much does it cost, and what button do they press so they can get the product working. And we hope that once we get this going, it'll become an event that will be, kind of set the tone for Europe for the rest, for Cardano going forward. Thank you.
That was on point. Very nice, good. And remember who gave the name to the event, eh? Who had the idea for this fantastic name.
Thank you.
Very nice.
That was a good meeting.
Yeah, good. Yeah, thanks, Glafkos. Next one in the list should be
Question?
Maria Carmo.
Please, no
Oh,
comments.
sorry,
Please.
the question.
Comments, questions, and I
Sorry.
welcome anyone reaching out to me and giving me more feedback later on. I will take it gladly.
I
Can
have
we-
a question, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Perfect.
Do you already
Otherwise,
have...
you do random picks.
Sorry?
Otherwise, you do random picks.
No. I have a question, actually. Do you already have a location in mind for the first event? I know that will be in Athens or in Greece, but do you have...
we've already researched a few locations, and obviously depending on whether we get the funding or not, because we have decided as a DAO that we want to host an event like this in Athens either way, whether we get the funding or not. Obviously, the size and the amount we can do if we don't get the funding might end up being a smaller event, but so we've examined a few locations, really nice, and depending on the funding, we'll be able to expand, and depending on the price of Cardano as well, like we'll be able to do something even bigger and hopefully make it an institution. And something that I forgot to mention, I wanna point it out, I should have mentioned it before, is what we want to create isn't just a one-off event. We want to create a format of an event so that this can be replicated by any other organization or DAO around Europe that want to take it, and will have created the format of how it works, and they can just apply it to their city. And the idea is that depending on the city, you can have it, and the country, you can have it themed towards geared towards that country. So let's say for Greece, we want to focus on tourism and the maritime industry and try to get those businesses coming in, but another country might focus on something else. So yeah, thank you for your question.
Cool. Very nice. Thank you, Gaspos. Very nice. So the next in line should be Maria Carmo from Brazil, but I don't see her in the guest list.
And mark her as no show, please.
Okay.
Cool.
So after that, we should have Seydou Ziblim from Ghana.
Also not here.
Also not here. So we go to our friend Adriano. Adriano, welcome back. It was very nice having you in the previous occasion in our Fireside Chat, and we are happy to have you here to pitch the proposal. So take it away with your 30 seconds.
Thank you, Davide. Thank you, everyone, for having us here. Okay, so my name is Adriano Fiorenza, founder and developer of GameChanger Wallet. And on this Fund 14, we are applying with open sourcing GCFS to put the apps fully on chain, not in centralized, nor external infrastructure. So our DApps on Cardano are quite centralized because a tiny portion is on chain, but the other part, where is it, right? That's the question. With GCFS, we can migrate part of those DApps back to Cardano, back on chain.
Perfect, on point. Please dive in a little bit more in your 2 minutes.
Okay, wait a second, I'm going to put the timer. Okay, now, this is a seed phrase. We are very familiar with this. If I ask you all to, let's decentralize this, how do we do it? We can do this. Is this decentralization? If a single truth that needs to be together, joined, working together, is split, and each part is allocated differently in different places, is that actual decentralization? Well, no. What it is, decentralization, is to make kind of copies and allocate them on different places. That is to decentralize a single truth, a single standalone system that has to work all together on different places. This exact same thing describes our Cardano ecosystem today. Our DApps have a tiny portion of them that is quite decentralized because it's on Cardano blockchain itself. But the approximately 90%, the rest, the other part of the DApps, where is it allocated? Where is it stored? Where is it being executed? On cloud services, on centralized servers. So what we have since more than 2 years now is an on-chain file system protocol that allows developers and users to store files, just files on-chain, on Cardano. It's a bit more expensive, yes, but what you do with it is to ensure that you can replicate that information, and that information will live as long as Cardano will live. If we want to decentralize, and if we want to prevent a single point of failure, if we want to make very resilient applications, where better place to store it than on Cardano itself? So we have this protocol. The idea is to open source it. We have this working protocol. We want to open source it and create a web server. We have a demo, but we want to make an open source, properly done web server for production usage that will allow even to host HTML files for non-caches. I'm talking about full websites on Cardano itself to make them live until the Earth will live. That's the proposal, and I'm going to keep it short.
Thank you.
That's it.
Yeah, you're over. Very
Yes.
cool. And
Anybody
nobody-
else has a question?
jump in.
Because I should have one, but I would like to have somebody else having the priority if it's possible.
I can make a question, or Marcus can make a question.
No, Rafael, you didn't have the chance yet, so do it.
No, maybe doesn't make a lot of sense, but how does this solution compare, for example, with what Iagon is trying to do for websites as well in Web 2? And I think they're building a solution, as far as I understand, for Web 3 as well, for decentralized, storage, etc.
Perfect. You mentioned Yaron, right? So Yaron is a great project. It's a great project, but it's allocating this information outside the chain. I know Cardano is not designed for file storage, but if we, via builders or users, want to store on Cardano itself, where we are actually existing, is our plane of existence, is where we work, where our assets live. So if we want to have very resilient applications that can live as long as Cardano itself, the best logical place to store it is on Cardano itself. Of course, you are not going to be storing huge dApps there, probably. You can create minimal applications, for example, minimal frontends for having like a backup for critical circumstances. Kind of what's happening on other ecosystems. We have other ecosystems that can store full dApps on their chains. I know we cannot ask this to Cardano entirely, but partially yes, and that's why GCFS exists. So Yaron is great, but for cases where you want to have to ensure that files are going to stay where your assets are, where your code is, Cardano, GCFS.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thanks.
Davide? Oh, he's gone. Oh no, there you are.
Sorry, guys, I was muted and I also missed the button, so I stopped the camera instead of unmuting myself. No, it was very nice. Thank you very much, Adriano, as usual. I had no doubts about that. So now we have Emmanuel, finally. Nice to have you here again. Also, he was another guest of our Fireside chat, and it's always nice to have people back with us. So you understood perfectly the
Yeah.
rules. You already had that written in the chat, so take it away.
Yeah, thank you so much. Actually, I was planning for 5 minutes, but I'll try to do everything short. All right. I am Emmanuel from Nigeria. Here is my proposal for Project Catalyst from 13, which is titled Increasing Cardano Developers' Role Interest with Educational Support by Gimbalabs to University of Lagos Nigerian Students. Basically, this proposal aims to solve the inadequacy to support resources and positivity to Nigerian students, in turn increasing their interest in Cardano developers' role for continuous innovation. The project is bound to last for 3 months. So yeah, I think that's my short speech, and I'm ready to get it to dive in.
Just go on. That's fine.
Yeah, so we aim to okay, I'll start with the project background where I and seven others had an idea on building on Cardano, which it got complicated and was unsuccessful. Then I became aware of majorities in blockchain events I've attended in Nigeria, especially on university campuses. And one of the most general question is how do they get onboarded to becoming a full-time blockchain developer in Nigeria? So, of course, it's very scarce. With this, it's a general problem and complaint among individuals in the Web 2.0 developer space on how they can get onboarded to being a full-time Web 3.0 developer. And Lagos is a research state in Nigeria, a tech hub, and so yeah, and so a conclusion that so there is a conclusion. I made the conclusion that a blockchain development is need a blockchain education is needed first. This is why I hope not just the initial 8 of us take part in the education, also onboarding new developers to Cardano with this scarcity of resources and increasing the developers' role interest with this education by Gimbalabs. So yeah, yes, our solutions. We aim to onboard 40 students in one-day physical event. This number is to ensure individual attention of students by Gimbalabs. We all know it's like a developer's education. It's not like marketing. So with 40 students, we can start to get on to move on with something tangible. And there will be a 6 live online sessions by Gimbalabs, spreading it into 8 weeks using Nandamio as an efficient learning tool, and we'll be wrapping it up with a hackathon. Prices can be found in the proposal category. And so yeah, the impact of this project is the invaluable impact of this project to Cardano community, increasing Cardano's technological awareness. We all know old technologies of Cardano, which they are very robust, like the Hydra scalability, proof of stake, Cardano's governance infrastructure, Leos and Midnight on its way, and many more. So it's going to give a general awareness to the public and in participation to continuous innovation of Cardano, scalability of Cardano developers in Nigeria and beyond. And after this education, we hope to be creating a developers community in Nigeria. The timeline of this project, I don't know if I've said that it's 3 months. It's 3 months, 8 weeks of education period, 2 weeks of onboarding and awareness, and 2 weeks of hackathon after the education period. I am Asharimane Temitayo. I'm from Nigeria, basically coming to European to
Thank
pitch.
you.
Yeah, we were very,
That's
very
it.
generous about the time.
Yeah.
David
Yeah,
is
thank you so
too
much.
polite. David is too
Yeah.
polite, and I don't have the right background. So
Yeah.
Okay, there is also, yeah. Cool. Anybody has a question about that? It was a lot of information in a short time, but I think the project is very interesting.
Adriano, do you want to go ahead with a question
A comment as well.
or a comment?
Also, very nice is a good comment if you want.
I would just say, go
John?
ahead.
John, yeah.
Sorry. I was just gonna say one comment would be that I picked up several key points that I remember from that, right? The Gimbalabs, 40 students, the 3 months. So I feel like this is what I picked up. And I feel like those could be put in sort of like bullet points in which you could relay like a bulk of the key information in a very short amount of time. And that might help if you're time constrained in another situation.
Sorry, I could not get your question. Can you please come again?
Yeah, I was just going to say that the key data, the key points that I picked up from your presentation that I remember are the 40 students, Gimbalabs, and the 3 months. And I think that those could be put into sort of like bullet points, and you could hit the really important stuff pretty quickly, and convey most of the key information of your proposal in a very short time. If you were in another situation where you were time constrained. So
It's not a
Yeah,
question, it's
yeah,
feedback.
thanks so much.
it was a
Mhm.
feedback.
It's
Yes,
okay.
sorry.
It's perfect anyway. So thank you, Manuel. Hope to see you back in another Fireside chat, and that your proposal get funded so that you can explain us with all the time you need.
Yeah.
Thank you
Adriano,
so
next
much.
time, because we have only one question per round, so sorry.
No
So
problem.
the next in the queue, maybe somebody already knows him. I'm not sure. Markus Subani from Germany. Do you know him?
Who's that?
Ah,
No.
Dai, Marcus, take it away. Fantastic.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Thank you for being here. For DaoCounting, I have my scribble up here for the logo. Basically, decentralized teams need proper tooling to document their work in order to receive appropriate rewards. However, we only couldn't find an affordable tool that has been tailored to the view of a web worker. DaoCounting is the platform to tackle this issue, starting with a timesheet hub that allows you to keep track of your work, share with your teams, and create a verifiable record on the public or private blockchain. Being able to support your tax compliance and get connected to GitHub projects are only two of our star features you will come to love. End the time of using limiting time trackers or clunky spreadsheets and get serious by using a deliverable-based accounting platform for decentralized organizations.
Cool. A little bit longer than 30 seconds, but I hope
How
that in
long
the
was
next
it? How long was it?
I was 42, but it's okay.
Okay.
Okay, no problem. Let's go ahead with the 2 minutes because I really need to understand more about that.
Okay. The project basically stems from experience from working as a consultant, freelancers, or being web workers, or being a contract giver by myself. Often you either have to work with micromanaging time trackers, overly complex or non-compliant spreadsheets, or you are simply guesstimating time allocation out of the air. In almost all cases, there's no proper connection between your work, your payments, and your taxes, which makes it obvious that neither of these solutions are complete, beneficial solutions for contractors or team budgets alike. GitHub projects are helpful, but not for everyone. So some souls are simply afraid of using GitHub. However, if set up, then GitHub projects can be a powerful tool for project managers and their teams. And we connect the dots by synchronizing your project management tool with DaoCounting's timesheets functionality so that you don't have to flabberwhack what deliverables have to be done. And before you're asking, GitHub is only the first step. In any case, you'll have a clear guidance on what to work at your own discretion. Taxes and compliance can be tedious, but need to be done. Our tool lets you aggregate payments when it comes to crypto, even converts to the fiat value. And fiddling with, fiddling with Google spreadsheets isn't compliant and cumbersome when it comes to creating sustainable timesheet management. And often freelancers want to test or plan how entries affect their future payout, which creates additional nodes that feel either odd or disconnected. With our solution, your work will only be published once you're ready. You control whether the information will be publicly available or not. And you also control if your record will be stored on a blockchain like Cardano or Midnight. So whether you're using blockchain or not, your DaoCounting timesheet can be used to reflect your working hours and your income for tax compliance. Basically, that's where I'm at now.
Cool. Very nice. This time you were perfect with the timing.
Oh, awesome.
Is any question for the guests? I have one, but as before, I prefer to have somebody else having priority since I already had my question before. Yeah, Marcus. The author Marcus, I mean.
Yes, thank you, Davide.
Welcome.
I have a question in regards to your team. How big is your team, Marcus?
It's exactly one. That's me. And my wife, who's my better compliance checker. And she's also not the crypto guy. So she will be the person who comes from a personal, how do you call that? HR perspective.
Mhm.
But she will also test me if I'm doing it in a way that the UX is understandable. And I have a few people in the background that I'm willing to reach out, that I'm working with through EU Cardano, that are in experience with the timesheet that we are using right now, namely Derek or Davide.
Okay,
And
thank
maybe
you.
I reach out to you as well because you're an auditor.
Yes, why not? Yeah, I'm open.
Very
Thank you.
cool.
That's very nice. If we can get rid of the GitHub issues for our project, I think that will simplify also the reach for the guests and everything else.
It would remain. No, it would remain. It would remain.
That's a pity.
It would remain. But the thing is, for if you no, I'm not taking. I'm not taking that time. It's that would be unfair. But the GitHub issues would remain. But it's better for you as a freelancer to use.
Cool. Okay. Thank you, Marcus. Thank you very much. So now we should have Navid for Yagon.
I pinged him as well, and I pinged also Saidu again, but yeah, they didn't see that. Yeah.
So I think it's time for our friend Rafael to take the lead. We start with GenWealth, and then you also have another project in line, but that's the beginning with that one.
Okay, and we do both today?
We do both today, yes.
Yeah, you can do that.
What?
You can do that.
If you want. No, actually, sorry, it was wrong, but we have time, no? Because we had a few guests less, so if you want... what do you think, Marcus and Pazar?
Yeah, I mean, we have now 1, 2... That would be Rafael. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 being pitched.
But I think that is up to you, Rafael. If you prefer to get back the next time, it's okay for us as well, or you prefer to do it today, we have the time.
The reason
it was on the spreadsheet anyway, so it was
exactly for everybody to understand. It was on the spreadsheet and next in line, and I already asked Rafael if he potentially wants to jump in because I was totally unprepared.
Yeah, no worries. I can do it. No problem. I was just confirming because I thought it was next week. So nice. All right, I can start so we don't lose more time, right? Can I go?
Yeah. Take it away. 30 seconds and then 2 minutes and then question.
All right. So hello, everyone. We are basically trying to solve a big problem in the inheritance industry, which is extremely inefficient. They have a huge problem locating assets, distributing assets, and it takes them a lot of time and a lot of money to do it. Blockchain could make it super easy, and we, with our inheritance DApp on Cardano, are very well positioned to do that service. But talking to these firms, we identified some things we need to build, and that's what we want to do with our F13 proposal. It's done.
That was amazing.
I have a timer here, so I'm kind of
I also have it. That was nice. Perfect. You managed to... Okay. Let's avoid the comments. Go ahead for the much deeper explanation of 2 minutes.
Okay. So as I said before a little bit in the beginning, we spoke to inheritance firms and showed them what we built, and they were actually excited about the potential of the solution. It can help them decrease costs and increase productivity significantly. However, they needed some things to be built. They needed an easy way to evaluate data, evaluate assets and get data from the DApp, and also an easy process to comply with the inheritance law in different countries. So that's why we are creating this solution, this inheritance compliance calculator on F13, that will allow both these firms, but also users like you and me, to make sure we can comply with inheritance law in any country. And this is a huge opportunity because the inheritance industry actually manages trillions of dollars in assets. And what we want is to see those assets being tokenized and managed on Cardano. And developing this solution on F13 will open the door to a small-scale MVP with some of these companies, but an important first step to actually have more companies using this. And that's the long-term vision, is to offer a complete solution for firms to manage estates on Cardano. And they would use the DApp to manage the assets. They would use this calculator we are creating to evaluate assets and ensure legal compliance. And then they would have a easy way to tokenize assets, RWAs into Cardano to be able to manage them through GenWealth. And that's what we're all about, building these kind of solutions that empower users, and in this case, empower the whole industry. And we've been able to develop the inheritance DApp, have it on testnet, do some testing, even with some of these firms. We have a team with experience in the startup world, mostly Web2 startup world, in Cardano for a few years, and also with a lot of experience in developing fintech. So we believe we can do it. So if you want to support us, please just search for GenWealth or Inheritance in the voting app and support us with your vote. Thank you.
Wow. I mean,
It
2
was a bit
minutes and
rushed.
1 second. Wow. Congratulations, Rafael. Congratulations,
Awesome.
both for the proposal and for the timing. I see that Glafkos is the first one in queue with a question, so please go ahead.
Rafael, thank you. Very, very good presentation. Excellent presentation. I just wanted to ask whether this is a product addressed to inheritance professionals or to everyday people. So someone can bypass these professionals and using this DApp will be able to get the same kind of service without the middleman, let's say.
Yeah. So definitely with the app, and we have it on testnet, but now we're also making some updates. But with the app, you can use it on Cardano for your daily assets, and you can manage them. It's self-custodial. You create your own vault, you set your own rules, and it will execute according to the rules you set, and even the beneficiaries. But it can be also used by these professionals, and I do feel even with the self-custodial solution, there's a lot of people in the real world who wouldn't want the responsibility, because being self-custodial, it means that if you do something wrong, you pay the bill, and also puts the responsibility of complying with law in your hands. And while you can do it, not everyone wants that, right?
I'm a lawyer. I just wanted to see if you're taking away my business.
All right. No, so yeah, you can use it like
Yeah,
this, and
I'm
even
kidding.
interesting, like with this inheritance calculator, which is something that is connected to the DApp in terms of evaluating the assets, but that it cannot manage the assets. It also opens the possibility for you to manage your own assets, and for your firm or whatever to just see through that software how you need to comply with law, give you a recipe, and you just execute the transactions on chain, and nobody has control over your assets. That would be possible, which would be awesome. But let's see, it's still education as well, a process of education, not only doing the technology.
This is a perfect timing to add a shameless plug for the ECC Fireside chats. So if you want to know more about that, you have to go back to our last session where Rafael was as well. I think it was the last one, right? So like 2 weeks ago, and there he went into that topic as well, and he talked about lawyers in specific. So have a look there. It was a great session. Enjoyed it very much, and yeah, so check that one out.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I just left the link in the description. And I guess for the other one, I'll just improvise.
If you want, as I mentioned, if you prefer to get in the next time, is
No.
perfectly fine.
It's a
Otherwise,
good
save your
challenge.
time.
It's a good challenge. Let's go for it.
Great, great.
Let me just prepare as well my timer, or else this is gonna go
You already
south
know the
really
rules very
quick.
well. So.
By the way, in the meantime, who did read from a script and who held it free? Who did read from a script?
You did.
I did. I had to.
I had bullet points. Does that count?
Yeah, it counts as a script.
Okay, so I did.
Okay, so we're back.
Adriano read from the seed phrase.
You read from the seed phrase, yeah.
But our goal is to, at some point, get completely free without the bulletin points. But yeah, we get there.
I mean, when you have 20 seconds, you have to find a way to keep yourself honest. Or else you'll just keep speaking. Right?
Absolutely. Cool.
I can go whenever you guys want.
Yeah, you can go ahead with telling us with one of our favorite YouTube channels. So
Thank you. That's really sweet. But yeah, all right, everyone. So the second proposal was more a proposal just because I've been involved in governance and I'm a little worried about it. I think we have a good governance model, but it will require people to participate and to be super active. Even if you're just delegating, you need to know what your DRep is doing, and you need to change delegation to make your DRep accountable and to make sure we have the best decisions for governance. For that, we need to make governance fun and engaging, and that's what we're trying to do with this proposal. First pitch done.
you had 5 seconds more to spare if you want to add to the 2 minutes. Okay.
No worry, I'll give it up. Let's go to the next one.
Right.
All right. Yeah, so it's really simple right now. We have great responsibility with this power of deciding the future of Cardano. And exactly because of that, we either have to inform ourselves to vote as a DRep and represent ourselves, or we need to delegate to other DReps. And delegating also requires a lot of ADA holders to be informed about what the DRep is doing and whether the decision is the best for you. So at the end of the day, ideally we need to have people informed about decision, but this is hard and it is a real problem because delegation is super sticky. Just look at stake pools. Yeah, you still have millions of ADA in stake pools not earning anything, stake pools that are not working anymore. People are super busy, and governance, right now everyone is excited, but in 1 year or 2 years, I don't know if they'll find it the most interesting topic, which especially because some topics can be really complex. So we do need to have efforts on education and also on creating things that are engaging. So we do run our YouTube channel, and we just want to try to make some engaging DRep debates. So to bring the DReps with different opinions, about the most interesting and relevant topics, and just put them face to face in an honest discussion where we can just build our knowledge about these topics in an easy way, and also be faced with different opinions, because that's the best way to form, I would say, a better and more informed decision making for every participant. And hopefully this is a format that is super successful in the real world and attracts a lot of audience. And I think we can kind of replicate it here in an engaging way, giving as well a space for DReps to get awareness about their work. So we have a team that's experienced with creating videos, creating courses as well, editing things. So it won't be just me. I have another person supporting me. So please vote for us. DRep debates. Thank you.
Cool. Another perfect timing pitch.
Yeah, but this was not great.
Yeah. Derek, you have a question, I see.
I do. Thank you, Raphael. DRep debates. So right now, if you've looked into Project Catalyst, that's what we're talking about. If you've looked into Intersect, the MBO, there's like 4 channels trying to educate people on DReps. And it feels like we're way behind schedule considering signing the Constitution. And there's no DRep incentives. There's a huge, there's an issue with how many SBOs are DReps and the amount of stake that they hold. Your proposal really addresses something that in my mind can't wait until the end of voting. This proposal should be funded and initiated, and it should have been going since the beginning of Fund 13. So I'm just wondering, is there some things that you would like to do now to promote this, to help facilitate the meeting that's going to be happening in a week and a half in Argentina? Because although it's delegate synthesis, these are the delegates going, they're making a huge decision that the DReps will be voting on.
Yeah, that's a great point, and I think you share a little bit my sense as well, and some of the concerns with governance is how some people say it's not fast, but I feel we're still moving a bit fast in a topic that is super important, especially fast enough to bring awareness to people. Because as you said, you have these Discord or chats or in Intersect, but most people are not going to Intersect. There's a whole wide of people that will participate in governance who are not members of Intersect and should have the right to do so. So definitely we need more just activities to get attention to people. But to be honest with you, and one of the concerns and limitations I have even with my channel is that like it's something that takes you a lot of time to do these videos and do this work. And you can, because you don't have enough time, sometimes you cannot make it as professional and as interesting as you'd like it to be in your mind. So you know that your video, you look at your videos and you say, man, this is not good enough. This is not engaging enough. But you also don't have the resources to do it better. So that's why of the reason of the proposal and why I like waiting for funds, because like you really want to do something that's better, and that's a level of just preparation, planning, and edition and ideation that is good enough for people to be engaging, because that's what it takes to be really like engaging. So there we are missing, but
appreciate it.
But
it's hard to make quality content, but at the same
Yeah.
time, sometimes the content itself, it's more important than the quality. But yeah, pretty pictures
So-
go a long way.
Exactly. So like I'm completely available to do some kind of content to promote this and to talk to people. I think what we need, especially now, because the time is so little, is not videos. What we actually need is like spaces. It's the easiest way to get people to go back and forth. I think videos are better when we have like a governance action that has some time, then you can make a video in the beginning and then people can watch it. But for now, like we have like 2 weeks to the
Yeah.
constitution. Like we don't have enough time. I think we need to do spaces, and I'm up. You want to organize something, Quasar?
Yeah, me, like
Together.
I really preparing and making things professional. I'm all impromptu, improvise, and very raw. I don't really believe in editing, although I really wish I knew how or had the time to learn it. But yeah, I'll be organizing some things, and that's to everybody here on the call, and that may hear it, catch it later. We need larger conversations, larger input, and ways to capture the input. That's
Yeah.
the biggest problem we've had,
But-
I think, in 4 years. Cardano.
But as you've seen it, I'm not so active in Intersect as you are, but as Raphael just proposed, just do it. Who cares, right? Something is better than nothing, and both of you guys are pretty much informed. It can be like 5 minutes or 2 minutes or whatever. I mean, like you share the same sentiment, and if you find time for that, I mean, both of you are pretty much booked out, but if you find time for that, just don't care about the format. Look at this one. This is I've been scribbling this morning somehow, right? And like 10 minutes before we started the space, I uploaded and put it somehow together. It doesn't matter. It's a starting point. Right.
Of course, exactly. We should do something, but also don't disregard the format just because it makes a little difference in terms of reach if you see,
course.
especially when you do. But I completely agree. Something is better than nothing, definitely.
Perfect. This was awesome today. And I really appreciate it. And Davide, thank you for the great hosting.
You're very welcome, my friend.
And I enjoyed the whole session a lot. I don't know about you guys. I will return as a guest. You almost got me. And I think next time Davide is there as well.
Yeah, as a guest.
Yeah. Do you want to read down who's going to be there next? Do you have?
Yeah, next time we'll have, in theory, we'll have Csign for the word data. I don't know how to pronounce it.
Ita.
Yeah.
Ita.
Okay, word eater, exactly, sorry. So we have FIDA Finance, Rodolfo is a friend of us. We'll have Said Ziblin for Ghana, Cardano Blockchain Certified Associate. We have another guest, Remo Start from Nigeria. That's nice. The DRep Explorer and Matching Algorithm for Cardano plugin. Very good. We have James from Spain with Adonix. Then we have a personal friend of mine, Anastasia Polozova, that is a Russian girl living in Brazil now, that will tell us about work for coins. It's like a marketplace but we'll see next week. Sorry, next appointment. Sorry, I wouldn't want to spoil anything. We have Chris Gianelloni, another very well-known name in Catalyst and Cardano community. We have DJ Boden with Storm Partners, Marketing and PR Accelerator, another friend of us. And then there is this poor guy that is trying to present a video game. I will not spoil anything about him.
That would be great. Another shameless plug. If you want to find us, our like you are our reference, you are our short pitch and long pitch. If you want to support us, find us by either typing European Cardano community or just DaoCounting, both is referenced. And please share. Every event that has been like posted on the timeline would be great if you can share that. Like every video deserves a share, and our events too, please. Share them along in your Discords if you can. That would be a great deal for us. So thank you so much.
Cool. Thank you very much, guys. It was amazing, as
all.
Marcus said, and really want to have you back the next time. It will be when is 19th of December?
Yeah, 19th of December is the next PitchFest, and the next Fireside Chat is on the
5 of December.
Exactly. We already have 2 guests, and yeah, Adriano, please.
Adriano.
Hey guys, once again, thanks for the opportunity. There is on our Discord the place for Catalyst proposals, so everyone is welcome to just spam that channel with your proposals, and yeah, and if we can apply with one other proposal, is that okay, or we are breaking?
Yes, come, and you can come back as often as you like.
Yeah, exactly. You are always
I'm
welcome as
coming
a
back
guest.
tomorrow and pitching Project Catapult, just so you know.
That's the missing one. Thanks.
So the idea of this is really not just focusing on Catalyst, but really training pitches, because every pitch makes us better. And
Exactly.
I think also like the uplifting words of co-founders helps us as well. So that's just, I think, what we should go for, creating something together. With that, thank you so much. Oh, Derek, close out.
I said, let's do it.
Awesome. Perfect. So sign up, share. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you very much, guys. See you next time.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.